happens that I love. That's on my PC. I'm actually diamond on my other account. But okay. Anyway, so that's the point. So we're going to be going into the firing range. As you can see, I'm not a PC player at all. But we're going to be going over some of these guns today that I think will be pretty useful. Okay, that's that. There it is. Alright, so sorry, I do not play PC at all, so this video is going to be quite wonky. So, as you can see, okay. Anyway, as you can see, so I always use either the R9, the car, or the alternator. Those are my top 3 SMG guns that I always use. R9 is one of my favorite guns. It's just so easy to play with. Let me customize this a little bit. Stay in place. So, okay, so they're here, right? So, the R9 is really easy. It's not very forgiving. So, if you were to play with this gun, it's not forgiving. You kind of have to be wary of what, how much you shoot. You have to be wary of how many bullets you have. So as you can see, I am playing with the gold ones. Um, you can always, like, I don't know. So we're gonna just do the car now. So car, and like, again, I do not play PC, so my aim is gonna be a little bit more on the funky side. But as you can see, car and R9 are really good guns. Again, watch. We just did the car, so we did R9. Build very simple. Very simple guns. Um, we will try alternator now. So alternator. Again, these guns are so simple and so easy to use. Now, it is going to take a little bit of time in the firing range for you to use them because they do not have a barrel. Now, a lot of people love using the R301 because it has a barrel. I personally, R9 is cool. Not R9. The R301 is good, as you can see. It's very easy to use. They did that on purpose. Like, it's a very easy gun to use. Now, Spitfire is also pretty good. It's, it has a lot of ammo, but the problem is that this gun shoots slower than the R301. So what I would do if I was playing with, I personally would probably use the R301 over the Spitfire. The Spitfire used to be my favorite gun. Entire game is so easy. But in this case, what I would personally do is I would only play the Spitfire if I'm using like Rampart or Newcastle or someone who's more of a long range person and can take a lot more damage. Because the heftier guys, they can take more damage than a conduit or a lifeline can. Now, if you have a Rampart, use the Spitfire. It is a great gun with Rampart. Rampart and the Spitfire, immaculate. Now, you might be wondering, Nova, why aren't you talking about the RE45 or the B20? Reason why, this gun is great. It's a great gun. Is there anything wrong with this gun? No. There's nothing wrong with this gun. It is also a very good gun. But I personally just, I don't like that. RE? Cool. RE45 is not going to last you until the end of the game. If you can make it with RE45 until the end of the game, great. Personally, not going to. That's my personal opinion. Now, the next gun, the heavy, besides the car, that I'm going to talk about is the flatline. So, for the flatline, again, there is no, what's it called? There's no barrel. So, the flatline is also a pretty hard-hitting gun. It's just slower. So, you're going to get a lot more shots. You're going to get a lot more damage, but again, it is slower. So you do have to take that into consideration, as well as the barrel. Now, again, I don't play on PC. I play on Xbox, so I can't do none of that crazy movement. But for these guns specifically, if you overcorrect yourself or try to overcorrect yourself, especially whenever you don't have a gun with a barrel on it, it's not going to be very good for you. See, if I'm doing this and I see it's going up like that, because it's out of a barrel, it's going to go up. So if I pull it down a little bit, it will correct itself and it'll be much better. But that's what I'm doing, is I'm just keeping my arm steady with the nail barrel. Now, these guys, I don't really like a lot of them except for the Volt. I'm a Nemesis hater. I do not like it. Um, Sorry, I keep looking down at my keyboard because I don't know how to press buttons. Volt, clean. Very good gun. The Volt is probably one of my top SMGs as well. If you're going to play an SMG and you want something that's easier than the R9 in the car to kind of control, the Volt is very, very smooth. Its recoil rate is amazing. Like, its recoil rate is fantastic. So that's that. I'm not a big shotgun person. If it were me picking, I would probably choose the Eva. Um, Reason why is it has a pretty forgiving rate. Um, with the Mastiff, specifically with the Mastiff and the PK, I understand that the PK is in the care package, so it really doesn't matter that much. But those guns, they hit hard, but you have a bigger chance of not hitting your shot, whereas this one, slightly slower, but you have a better chance of hitting your shot. And then, let me see if I can... I don't like... So, with this guy right here, right? So, as you can see, the red pieces right there, you can see them. They only hit so much, right? They only hit in a line. As you can see by the reticle. There's a reticle. It says that it's literally just in a line. Whereas if you move to the Eva, it's more of an oval, a rounded square. If you hit them, the bullets are going to be in that square, right? So you have a better chance of hitting your opponent, because a lot of times your opponent is more of a circle. So a lot of these... whatever. Anyway. Now, moving on. I wouldn't recommend the Wingman to anyone just beginning. The Wingman is more of a higher skilled weapon, I believe. It's personally not a choice I would make if you were new, because it is very unforgiving, unfortunately. If you don't hit your shots, your opponent has a greater chance of killing you first than you are with them, especially if you're new and you're missing everything. Out of the snipers, personally, the ones I would choose, my favorite gun is a Sentinel. That's my personal favorite. It's hard hitting. It's more on the forgiving side. Some people might disagree with me on that. Some people might disagree. Um, you charge it. I think I had a little short video on here. You hit it for 158, and you're good. Like, I mean, that wasn't good. Oh my god. Like, it's pretty forgiving in terms of that kind of stuff. Now, you do have the longbow. Longbow is also a good gun. It has a much higher fire rate than the Sentinel, because the Sentinel is a bolt action sniper. It's not a higher fire rate like this one. So it really just depends on your preference. I mean, if you have the Skull Piercer, this one's pretty freaking good. If you have, let me see if I can find the Skull Piercer actually. This one's pretty good if you have the Skull Piercer. Let's see. So 2 shots with that. Let's see this one. I'm gonna charge it up real quick. So the longbow took 2 shots in the head. I believe this one will do the same. Yeah, see, this one's 158. It took the whole red shield plus a little bit of health. 2 shots. You go right back to doing what you're doing. Now, this one, very controversial. Charge rifle, good for me. It does exactly what it's supposed to do. It is a pretty good gun. Now, I personally do not use the sniper scopes that come with the snipers. I am a marksman scope person, but if you were, as you can see, I was pretty close. I was probably like right there. It's probably right there. So, so if I go back here a little ways, and by the way, the charge rifle has a lower drop rate, so I would definitely watch out for that. Alright. It does not like I have this. Whatever. Anyway, so I'm farther back, right? So if I'm looking at it head on, the charge rifle's damage to the head is greater farther away. So maybe if I got up here, let's see if this works from up here. I don't know. It's still the same. I need to find something that's possibly farther away. Maybe you? Question mark? See, I'm farther away, so the charge rifle had a 148 hit marker instead of a 135, which is really good. So if you don't want to get into close fights just yet, which you should, because a lot of people do close fighting here. But if you don't want to get into that yet and you'd much rather sit back and snipe, this is a good way to help your teammates by getting the damage in. And it's completely fine. Like, they probably will not see 198. They would probably not be very mad at you as long as you hit your shots. Does this have a drop? No, it's more of a beam. Anyway. So, this one's perfectly fine. Great even. Again, I would personally recommend the Sentinel because, for one, if you do have a chance of getting into a close fight, it's kind of a pain in the ass to hit someone like that because, again, they're firing at a higher rate than you. If you're in a close fight like that and they're hitting you with an R9 or a car, that is a lot better than waiting on the charge rifle to charge up because you can't fire until it's done. The same way with the Sentinel. Oop. See what I'm saying? Like, the same with the Sentinel. If the Sentinel's a little slower than the longbow, which is completely okay, but unless you have it down to where you can fight close up, I probably wouldn't recommend a sniper and that, based off of those reasons. Now, Kraber, my favorite, my personal favorite. So, triple take is in the care package. Great gun. It is an amazing. I already liked the triple take before because out of the marksmans, it's kind of a shotgun. So if you're in a close fight, like, you can do a serious amount of damage with that. It's a lot better than the longbow. It's better than the 30-30 because this one has more of a. If you're fighting back and forth like this, it's a lot easier to do that and than it is to sit there with the longbow or something like that. Now, this bad boy. I just posted a video of me shooting someone in the noggin, right? On my controller. So, you can shoot him like. Anyway, we're going to have to go a little farther for this one. So the Kraber's bullet rate is significantly, it drops pretty steep. So you can be looking right at something and it'll drop. So this one is very dependent. You have to use the numbers on the reticle. So you have the 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So if you're looking at this in the head, it's 62 meters away. This one should be pretty spot on. You hit it directly on and it will give you the headshot, right? But if you're looking much farther away, like that one over there, it says, well, let's look at this one first. So it says it's 206 meters away. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to the number 2, and you should be able to hit it pretty much on the money if you go to number 2. If you're on the number 2 and you hit it, it should pretty much be on the money. Now, I did not mean to do that. Sorry. So let's say we're gonna go here. Really? Still? How do I you to understand what I'm talking about. I could have sworn there was some up there. Oh, there you are, little bugger. So that one's 398 meters away. So you see the number 4, right? So it's more closer to 5, right? So we're going to go pretty much down to number 5 and see if that hits. I was a little high, right? It's a little high. That was 398, not 498. Let's see. So we're going to go almost to number 4. 120, not the best considering, but your character does move a lot whenever you're going from that far away and you're looking like that. Let's try it again. A little better that time. And you understand. You get it. So that's how the Kraber works. Like I said, it has a pretty significant drop rate and it's pretty slow. So it's going to be kind of hard to hit them right on the money if they're moving. Of course, you can. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. A lot of people do it. Ooh. But I personally do not. It will probably irritate me. So, now, mind you, I do like the Kraber a lot. It's a great gun. Like, it's fantastic. The only thing I would have to worry about it is not. A lot of people can use this gun up close. I'm not one of those people. I'm definitely more of a farther away approach. See, I mean, you can like. I say that as I literally kill a dummy. I couldn't hit it straight earlier whenever it just stopped, whenever it didn't even move, but now I'm doing it. Whatever. Whatever.